Hi, my name is Eric Wilson. I'm an independent licensed mechanic with 30 years of experience. In the next 7 minutes, I'm going to show you the inside story in this 2013 F150 so you can make yourself an informed decision. Now, coming in on the front right tire, you're going to have a 50% tread on aggressive snow tires. So down, but definitely not out. Now, coming behind the front right tire, this is your, the front left tire. This is your this is your left outer tie rod. This is the most important thing in the entire car, the tire truck, because it's the only thing that holds the wheel to the steering, and it is tight. This is your lower ball joint here. That's critical because it holds the wheel to the chassis. This is this is your outer CV boot. Now, these are full of grease. In fact, this is your inner CV boot as well. Now, they're both full of grease, and if they was ripped, you'd see grease all over the place. Now, another place that I want to point out is right here. This is a leak point. This is where the drive shaft comes out of the front differential. And if it was leaking, you'd see oil all around here, and that is not leaking. So far, so good. Now, this tube right here is part of the front left strut, and it's full of oil. If it was leaking, you see it dripping all the way down here, and that's good and dry. Your front left, the spring suspension on the front left is intact, no cracks, no breaks. This is your upper ball joint, and it is tight as well. So suspension wise, leak wise, now, and brakes, I'm going to say, a second here. Okay, really nice looking rims here, by the way. And then your rotor, if you notice how clean that rotor is, there's no scratches, there's no scores. Your brakes are brand new, so you got brand new brakes in the front. Just another shot of your front suspension here as well. So suspension wise, brake wise, leak wise, I'm not seeing any issues on the front left. Okay, now coming in on the right front tire, you got about 50% tread on all season, aggressive snow tires. So you definitely got some tread, down but not out. Coming behind the right front tire, I want to show you, this is the right outer ball, right outer tie rod, and it is tight. The right lower ball joint is tight. Your right outer CV boot, see for yourself, good and dry. Your right inner CV boot, a little harder to see, full, good and dry. More importantly, if it was going to leak, you'd see oil all around right there, and you see for yourself, good and dry. So the right front strut, if you follow it down, it'll be leaking all the way down here. If it was leaking, it's not. Your right front suspension is intact. I am not seeing any leaks anywhere so far. Now, shot on the motor. Up here in the motor, at the bottom of the motor there, good and clean, no oil leaks that I can see. So far, in your front brakes, brand new front brakes, rotors are nice and clean, not scored. Okay, it's another shot of the bottom of the motor here, good and dry. Bottom of the transmission here, good and dry, no leaks that I can see whatsoever. This is one of 2 catalytic converters. Now, nothing wrong with it. Trouble is they're getting stolen. We have a simple cat protection system that we're going to give to you free of charge if you buy the vehicle, because we simply don't want to see it go missing on your cats. So look, you're looking at like $1,500 if these cats get cut out. And with our system, it's not going to happen, and that doesn't cost you a penny. Simply, if you buy, we're putting them on because we want to protect your cats. Your sway bar link connected from here to here, right and left, is intact and doing its job. The right upper ball joint is intact and doing its job. So I'm not seeing any issues brake-wise, suspension-wise, leak-wise, in anything so far. Now, if it's gonna leak, it's gonna leak right here. And you can see for yourself, this is where the drive shaft comes out of the tranny. You can see for yourself, bone dry. So no leaks on that end of the tranny there. Now, coming in on the right rear tire, you've got about 50% tread on all aggressive snow tires, so lots of tread. This is your right rear shock. Now, if you know it, if it's full of oil, if it was leaking, you'd see it dripping all the way down here, good and dry. Your right rear suspension, no cracks, no breaks. Your exhaust, don't see any cracks. I don't hear any leaks in your exhaust there. Another important point is right here. Another leak point is right here. And this is where the drive shaft goes into the diff. If it was leaking, you'd see it right here, good and dry. Bottom of the diff, good and dry. I'm not seeing any leaks on this whatsoever. Okay, rear brakes, you got about 20,000 K on your rear brakes. Your rotors are nice and clean, not scored. Don't see any issues with that. There's your spare tire. You got a class 3 hitch, kind of handy. Your exhaust is intact. I don't see, I'm not seeing any concern on the right rear side. Coming across to the right, to the left rear side, gain about 50% tread on aggressive snow tires. Your left rear suspension, your spring suspension intact, no issue with that. Your brakes, gain about 20%, about 20,000 K on your rear brakes. Your rotors, good and clean, not scored. Your left rear shock, follow it up, good and dry. So, no concerns that I've seen so far. Okay, 187, 761, so definitely not high K. No check engine lights, low fuel. Other than that, no check engine lights. The AC is blowing. Oh yeah, nice and cold. Okay, your AC is nice and cold. Need a windshield. Got a crack right across there, so you just have to address that. But good and clean as far as I can see. And I'm going to take you out and show you the condition of the motor now. Okay, with the motor running, I am not hearing anything of any concern on your motor. Okay, and a shot of your exhaust, good and clean. Okay, something that you want to do if you ever, first thing you look on in any vehicle if you're going to buy is take off the oil cap, take a look underneath and see if you can see any white goo, which is an indication of a mixture of oil and antifreeze, which would be an internal leak and be a big problem, which means walk away. Now you can see for yourself, no white goo, and I'm not surprised because this motor, I'm not hearing anything of any concern in it. It's not high K, and as far as I can tell, it's been well maintained. So by all means, this is my inspection. Hopefully that'll help you make an informed decision. Now, Manny is prepared to, you can check out any other of his vehicles. Every single one will be, or has been, or will be video inspected by me, and I'll provide you that inspection because he's got nothing to hide. And, you got a right to know. You're spending money. This is what we do. By all means, if you buy, we're gonna, the free one more thing, 10% fuel savings. We are gonna give you a 10% fuel saving device that costs you nothing with the catalytic theft protection if you buy the vehicle. I've done it for 20 years, never fails. Look forward to being of service to you. Have a good one.